Welcome to FastOpp. It's a collection of software and design templates to make it easier to build AI web applications. It's built on top of FastAPI. You can take the open source design components and start building your own web page. This one's using HTMX to rotate through the different images without having to reload the page from FastAPI. FastOpp connects FastAPI to a SQL database. We can use the data from the SQL database and sort through it or filter through the data without having to reload the page. It's because it's using this core stack on the front end: Tailwind, HTMX, Alpine, Chart.js, Daisy UI, and OpenRouter. The templates come with the FastOpp application, so you can modify the template for your specific purpose. This is a mock-up of a webinar attendee to give to a client about who attended the webinar and what they said, what kind of questions they asked. So this is the report format, and this webinar also has a authentication login, so you can see the actual data. By default, the username is admin@example.com, and the password is admin321. It's in the documentation. From this view, this is the dashboard used to manage the contents of the database. You can update the notes here. And it will update the database with this portion here. You can also change the picture or delete the picture from this demo. The primary purpose is to use FastAPI with an LLM. So we have a small demo here. So it connects to a system called OpenRouter, and you'll get a streamed response by default. You'll have some animation here and a spinner here without having to reload the page, which it's easier to do it with this FastAPI stack that we're calling FastOpp. And the formatting should come out so that it's pretty readable. You can of course adjust this. This is just the demonstration. So it appears that Python, of which FastOpp is based on, is much more popular than Node.js for AI applications. And there's more jobs for Python developers. Similar to Django, there is a interface for the SQL database where we could modify the contents of the SQL database that's connected to FastAPI through this panel, which is based on SQLAdmin. So the stack is using the most common open source technologies for the development of rapid LLM applications. Let's get started downloading it and getting it up and running so you can start working on it. I would download the zipped file here from this repository, opkey FastOpp. Okay, so we have the zip file. And I've pasted it into a directory that I want to work with. So I'm going to unzip it. I'm going to delete the zipped file, and I'll switch directory into FastOpp. So I'm using something called UV for Python, and I've installed it previously. If you need to install UV, you can go to the site here. It's astro-sh/UV on GitHub. And there's a bash command here on Mac or Linux to install it, or if you're on PowerShell, it's this command here. But I've already installed UV previously. So from the root of the project, I'll go UV run Python opman.py, which is this. Oh, I think I need to sync it first. UV sync will install the packages, and then you can run it with UV run Python. Because it's in a virtual environment, you have to start UV run and not just Python. If you don't have the UV run, it's going to install the default Python on your system. And then there's a utility opman. I'm going to run the server. So the server is going to start on this local host locally. So now I have it running locally here. Some of the demos won't work initially. For example, you're not going to have any data right here. It's going to say loading attendees. So let's first fix that. Oh, and there'll be errors on your console because you don't have any data in your database. So I'll do a So I did a couple up arrows. So the command here is uv run python opman.py init. It's going to knit it now with fake data. So I'll run several commands on the database, and it'll load the. So if we start running it again here. We'll now have the data in here that this is locally that we can now manipulate. So at this stage, if you go to the AI demo and you type in a command or a query to the LLM, such as you're going to get a stock response. This is basically like an error message where it's just giving you a canned response to tap into the UI. You won't actually be connected to the LLM because you need to set up the key to the LLM. So FastOP is using a site called OpenRouter, and you will need to sign in. There are free LLMs available, but first let's sign in. So you pick your way that you want to sign in. For example, GitHub, your Google password, I don't know what this cat is, or your email address. And the site is already configured with a key or an LLM, but I just wanted to show you that there's this free set of models here, and you may want to use a free model. By default, for performance reasons, the demo is set up using a cheap but not free model. Okay, but first, let's get the key set up here. And actually, I think I'm going to switch the default to free. I think you can set the key default to 0 maybe. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to try it with the free key. It's from the README. Okay, you need to insert the OpenRouter key here. I'm going to delete this one after the tutorial. So this can be, this secret key here is for the database. It can be any string. You shouldn't have to worry about it when you're in development, but in production you want to use a more secure key like this as an example. But these are the variables here. You want your .env. This is just an editor. And then I'll delete this key after the tutorial so you guys can follow along. So just pasted the key there, and then I saved it, and now we can exit this. So now I'm going to start up the server again with all my keys in place. So UV run Python. This UV run is just to start the virtual environment for this particular Python. It's similar to if you use venv. So it's localhost colon 8000, and we'll give it a try again. So because we're using the free version of the LLM from OpenRouter, thanks to them for making it pretty available freely, it's a little slower. So I guess if you have a AI or ML job, it's going to grow by 34%, according to Indeed, 21% by Glassdoor. And the average Python developer is making 141K according to Indeed. And the various factors driving the growth. So looking pretty solid. So this particular AI demonstration does not connect to a external web search engine, and it doesn't have chat history. For really cheap deployments, just to show your friends, we've been using this site called fly.io, and you can run it from the Fly machine at about think it's like 25 cents a month. So pretty cheaply. And we do seem to be able to log into the admin panel and look at the different products or access the database as well. So this is from a live site that you can share with your friends. Hope you had a good time. I hope you have fun building some LLM applications for yourself in Python. It's a little daunting sometimes to use FastAPI. So my friends and I put together a set of tools that can get students started a lot quicker. Hopefully you'll build your own AI applications and deploy them to whatever system you want to. So subscribe to the channel and have a great time.